guys. It's the 30th, Sunday the 30th of May. I got that moon out there still. Beautiful morning. Got my walk done this morning. I'm the only one up. We're sitting at, looks like 24 degrees or 72 here. I was watching the Westpac weather, Westpac WX. It's like my favorite weather channel. And we got some lows off the coast. So I'm thinking here, the rainy season's going to begin, and I think that's going to pull a lot of the rain. I watch that guy on a regular basis, and just from watching over this last year's, I think we're gonna be getting some pretty good rains coming up next few weeks. But we'll see. We'll see how good the roof lasts up here and how the house handles all the water. Because the Philippines here, you guys don't realize what some rains are. It's like Forrest Gump rain here sometimes. We had one rain when I was in GMA that if you didn't hold your hand like this to create an airspace, you couldn't breathe. It was just like you were underwater. It was raining so hard and just straight down, big drops. So you get some crazy rains. We had, when it started raining that day, where our house was, in front of the house, it was sloped a little bit, and there was a river. There was this crazy river just heading out to the road. We didn't get flooding up there because we were up on top of the ridge, but down below us, my goodness, the water that pooled up down there. And then, of course, all the debris plugs the drains, so it runs over the roads. So you gotta watch for that. They get some crazy rains here, but it amazes me how everything stays so green when the rains quit too, though. It's here. We had a pretty good stretch of no rain at all, and everything's staying green. In the mornings, though, it dews up, so they're getting some moisture from there. None of the babies are up. I didn't have a walking buddy. Hope we can find a dog soon. We're still looking. I'm watching on the Facebook. I put some stuff in for some to try to get on some sites. There's lots of dogs, but they're just too far. Liana, I know you got your dog, and it'd be nice. Looks like a really nice dog. Fella wants to give me a dog here, but it's just too far. It's way up in La Union, and way before we ever make a trip like that, my wife's got plans for lots of other places we're going to go before we can do that. That's a big trip. It's a long trip up that way, and then of course when you get somewhere there, you wanna spend some time. So that's just a little bit too far for us right now. For us to travel, we want to do some local stuff around here coming this coming month. Mama's going to come visit us, so we'll get around. I am thinking I would really like to get a bike for the local city traffic, all the little things we do around here. It's just too tough with the car. Where I'll drop my wife off somewhere and there's nowhere to park. I got to drop her off, and then we got to try to meet somewhere if she's getting something. And then if I find a spot to park, a traffic cop comes up and says you got to move, or just somebody. This happens a lot. You'll just get some dude walking up saying, "Hey, you got to move," and you don't know you don't know who they are or why they're telling you to move for what. But it happens a lot here, So that's just how it goes. The Lipa City it's kind of tough over where we're going. We do like to head out the other way though, so that's what we'll do. We got our chickens. We had surround sound this morning when I got out walking. Got up about 3:30 and was out the door a little bit before 4, and it's just like buying my first RCA home theater with the surround sound. The roosters are surround sound. I got out this morning. I had my head flashlight on, and I was walking down around that wall. They cut the grass so I can go around the wall a lot easier. And even on the other development on the other side, there's roosters crowing like crazy. The sun come up a little bit red this morning, and for some reason that just made them really go crazy crowing. I went by some of the dogs over there that I've seen. That one long hair. He's a Labrador mix. He just was wagging his tail, so I was able to go over and pet him. And the two shepherds in there, they didn't bark at all. They just kind of was looking. They're like in a separate area. They can't get up to the fence. I can't pet them, but they don't look like they're mean dogs or anything. They look very well cared for. The dude that had his dog on the chain that rushes out to get you, if that chain breaks, it's not going to be good. That one was in the cage. It was locked up inside the cage, and it's a shame. But not a bad walk this morning. It's very cool here. There's a breeze. Not only is it cool, but there's a little bit of a breeze blowing, especially when I got down closer to the river. It seems like it's a few degrees cooler just, a couple hundred feet down the road. 300-400 feet down the road. You can physically feel how much cooler it is. So, but good walk. We got some neighbors moved in across the way. There's a bunch of them out there. They put up a nice little patio thing. That I wouldn't mind finding one of them for the upstairs up there, because when the rainy season starts, we'd still like to sit there. We might make something. If we put up something, they're gonna void our warranty. So I was thinking, if I get some rigid and a bender, I could make a really nice one and then put a tarp over it, come from underneath here and put a tarp over it, because I like to sit outside, and I don't want to sit out in the rain. I just don't. And I'd like to have a nice awning here. There's a lot of things we want to do. It's just slow but sure. Getting her done. When you guys when you buy a house, it's expensive. There's just so much little stuff that nickels and dimes you. We still got to get medicine chest. I had said on the last video I had 5 lights. I got 6 because I want to put a nice light in the kitchen. Where they put the electric coming out for the light was like close up to the cabinet, so it makes a real bad shadow right where we need the light. So that light has to be moved more towards the center. I've put lights in kitchens and cooking areas in buildings my whole life, and you got to put the light out so it lights the countertop. But they don't think of that stuff when they're doing this. They just get it up and they're done. That's just how they do it. Most everything else is centered pretty good. It's not hard to center anything. You just tape measure and do it. But a lot of times workers here, they got to run over 10 houses to borrow a tape measure. It's amazing that how they get a lot of things done with what they have. It's very funny. Some of these guys that are working here come over and borrow a ladder, or they borrow tools because they just don't have them. And that's how it goes. You think that the developer, of course, they're hiring contractors. As the contractors should have their own tools, but that's not the way it goes in this country. We'll probably get backlit pretty bad. Yeah, but looks like it's just going to be a beautiful day. Just real nice. We get some nice billowy clouds out here. We're not doing too much. We got this coming up week. We're going to get started with our trip for Moo and getting him checked out. This interstitial pneumonia thing. Boy, I'll tell you what, that's just scary as heck. And now my wife, she freaks every time he has a little cough, and she doesn't want him in the pool, and she doesn't want him to get wet. And come on, just because if there's a problem like that, you just don't stop life. And it's just like here in this country, they just stop in everybody's life because of a thing that's not getting anywhere near as people as other sicknesses here that they don't care about. It's stupid. I'm hearing now Leyte is going to be locked down from June 1 to the 30th. Just completely locked down. Just boop, sorry. I love these politicians. They go, if it'll just save one life, and then they destroy thousands of other lives. I just shake my head and laugh. Sometimes I personally think that the best thing would be to do is pay these politicians by the year, but only give them 2 weeks. Give them 2 weeks to go do their damage worldwide, because they just get in there and they just meddle too much in everyone's life. Government shouldn't be meddling in everyone's life. I think if they would have done nothing, it wouldn't have been so bad. But with all this crap they've done, look how long this has gone. A flu season worldwide that's way over a year now. This is ridiculous. It's just absolutely ridiculous. Who ever heard of a flu lasting that long? And of course now there'll be another one, and they'll blame that on this, that, and the other, and they got all this stuff, and I don't know. But a lot of people are standing up and saying this is just a bunch of baloney. My buddy Mike down south said a lot of the people down there they're just not buying it. A lot of the old timers. Some people still do. You see them all covered up with their mask, and I even seen one group of people in their house wearing masks and face shields in their house. You could see they don't have their curtains up yet. That's very strange. But hey, I guess that's to each his own. You want to do that, that's good, but it shouldn't be mandatory. For me, And then you get these guys on here. Some of these trolls on here say, well, you'll kill everybody. Hey, man, go get your shot, wear your mask, stay at home, do whatever you want if you're worried about that. Let me do my thing. I'll go out and do my thing. I get some of these trolls on here that I just don't feed them. I don't answer them or anything like that. And then what happens is they come up with these comments. I let some of you guys answer them. And then if they keep it up and there's nothing productive from them, I just there's a button on there that says hide user from channel, and I just go ahead and hit that because they're not doing anything productive for the channel. Now one guy said, I didn't delete him. He said, it used to be you got on here and you didn't complain. And I said, well, okay, I guess everybody doesn't like country songs, but no, that's okay. That's a little constructive, and yeah, okay. But I do complain about how I spent the money on the house and didn't get what I asked for. There's just the list is so long. Just where things are supposed to be. None of it was done. All this stuff was, figured out exactly what I wanted, how I wanted my kitchen done, everything. This is, our house, and I wanted everything to be perfect, and it just didn't happen. So know that when you come here. But we're doing good. My wife's got her little little garden. I don't know. She picked some of those purple leaves she uses in the synagogue and just stuck it in the ground, and dang if it ain't growing. But none of the peppers come up. It's just some kind of a grass here. They've been watering it. The kids been watering it, and who knows. But we got some of those dragon fruit from that cactus thing. The neighbor came over and gave us a bunch of them. We like them. My kids go nuts over them. They suck them up. They're not super sweet or anything like that. I'm trying to think. They're like a cross between a beet and a fruit. And they're in the middle of the road, from sweetness to beet juice. But I eat them. I'll suck a couple of them up, no problem. And they're in season now. They're starting to grow like crazy. We got a big one over there, and Tatai comes over and brings us some. And like I say, the kids go nuts over them. I'll eat them. My wife will cut them up, and we eat the heck out of them. They stain the heck out of your fingers, though, So and they'll make your poop purple. My little daughter was funny yesterday. She ate it. And she was all excited that she ate it. And then she went into the bathroom and she was kind of bummed because her poop wasn't purple yet. I said, sweetie, you got to give it a day, or at least till this evening. It was kind of funny. But I'm glad they like to eat their fruit and all this kind of stuff. We buy a lot of it, and I don't like to see any of it go to waste. A lot of stuff's coming in season now, and I don't ever shut them off. If these kids want fruit, they can have all they want. And when it comes to mangoes, though, I don't buy that many because I'm not kidding you. If I cut up 10 mangoes, they'll eat them all. If I cut up 20 mangoes, they'll eat them all. It's the same way with bananas. My goodness, the bananas we go through. If I buy a huge bunch of bananas, I'm talking kilo and a half or whatever, just a big fan of bananas. They're gone in one day, guys. They go right through them, and they like the little ones. And I don't mind getting them as long as they're eating them. I just don't want to see them waste them. But they go nuts over all this kind of fruit, and we're in a good place for having lots of fruit. We're learning the stores just close around here that have the really good prices. My wife found the watermelon cheap, and we're learning. We're going to start doing a hike up to I hope they'll open this up so the kids can go hiking with us to the market. I know the kids can go into the market with us when we shop. They don't seem to stop us in there. But I'd like to take them to walk up. What is this stuff? What is this they keep? They're protecting us to death is what's happened. This is exactly what they're doing. They're protecting us to death. Well, I don't care. Quit protecting me. Stop it. I'm getting just so sick of this, and I know how many of you guys are sick of this baloney too. Just keeping it up, and then another lockdown, another one. They just keep foisting these things on top of us. Every time you turn around, we got a lockdown here, a lockdown there, here lockdown, there lockdown, everywhere lockdown. Yeah. It's just getting a little bit sickening, but I hope this dang thing ends. It seems like there's a globalist power that's arrayed against us, and the only one that can help us is a good Lord. So don't forget to pray to him and ask him for his help, because without him, we're lost. This is Rick Shaw.